Joseph's stepmother was accused wrongly for killing her own family. Do you know the pains in being accused? False accusation. You will never understand until you are in that kind of situation. It started when Joseph and the wife dragged this woman outside the compound, because the compound was so spacious and it's a very big compound, and they were beating, abusing, cursing this woman. There's nothing they did not say to this woman. But normally I used to think, stepmothers are the ones that are always evil, they are witches, they don't need to take care of their stepsons, they're doing all manner of bad things. But in this case, it was different. This woman, this stepmother was she was really nice, she was kind, she was generous. She took care of Joseph like as if Joseph was her own biological son. Even when the mother was late, she took the responsibility upon herself to take care of that boy. But how did he pay her? He accused her for what she never did. And then the both of them, the wife and the Joseph, the husband, they were accusing the woman that she killed her own husband, which is his father, and then her two children, Ebube and Favor. And she was like, I did not kill them. It's wrong. I did not kill my husband. Why will I kill my husband? I did kill my two kids. And then the woman was not saying, in fact, and that is why I have not given birth. For 5 good years, I have been barren. And because of you, because you are staying in this house. In fact, leave this house. You're no more going to stay in this house again. Do you know what that means? You are still alive, House your husband built. You married a man. The man built a house. 2 of you own the house. The man died. And then his children, either your own biological children or your stepchildren, will now want to chase you when you are still alive. Is that not an abomination? But that was what Joseph and the wife were doing to this poor woman. And she didn't have anyone to help her. And then Ebube, who was dead, appeared. And she was watching. She was feeling so bad. Do you know that situation whereby, your own blood, your flesh and blood is going through a lot of hardship, is going through torment, but you can't do anything because you're a ghost? And that was how she was just shaking her head. She was just there. She was watching how the stepbrother and the wife were accusing the mother, were beating the mother. Later she disappeared. And they not only stopped there. The woman, the Joseph's wife, went into the house, brought a bucket of water and poured it on top of the woman's head. And even carried the bucket and used to cover her face and was hitting it like as if they want to even kill the woman. Do you know what that means? And then she was begging, I am innocent. I didn't do all these things. I didn't kill my husband. I am innocent. Please stop. But they didn't listen. Even Joseph, he was saying, in fact, that is why my friend Emeka, he told me to chase this woman out of this house. If not, my wife will not give birth to him. Can you imagine getting advice from an outsider on how to run your own family? Are you wise enough? How will you get advice from somebody else that's not even part of your family? Even the person part of your family said there's some advice you're not even meant to even take. But he took the advice of his friend Emeka, and then he was wanting to chase the woman away. And was telling her, in fact, die, but don't die here. Go to the market square and go and die. Don't die in my house. Leave this house. They were accusing her. They were cursing her. In fact, they did all manner of stuff to this woman. There is no beg, there is no plea that she did that made them to listen. And then while they were accusing and shouting at her, Favor came. Everyone was surprised. Favor, I thought she was dead. And then Joseph and the wife were like, at times in African culture, if someone dies and they later saw the person again, in order to be sure if the person is real, they will carry sand and throw on the person to know if the person is a human being or not. Or at times, to confirm if the person is a human being or not, they will stand up, bend their heads down to know if maybe the ghost leg is hanging on the air. You know, I don't know if it's a superstitious belief or something, but that's just how it is. And that was what Joseph's wife did. But I'm not saying anything wrong, oh. She's a woman being, oh. I was like, what happened? 2 years ago, your mother came back from the farm and was like, she didn't see you, disappeared. How come all of a sudden you resurface? I thought you were dead. I thought we even buried you. Like, how? They were surprised. And she was like, it's a long story. It's a long story that she didn't die. So she began to narrate the story on how, you know, she was kidnapped. But she was feeling so bad. I was like, why are you doing this to my mother? Why is my mother on the ground? Why is sand all over my mother's body? And then Joseph and the wife were like, because she's evil now. She's a witch. She killed her children and she killed her husband. So she's evil. That's why we are maltreating her. That's why we are doing all these things to her. She was like, she was feeling so bad. She was even crying. Ah, God. See, I just pray none of us will ever be in that kind of situation, because the pain is like as if they are using hammer to hit your chest. And then Ebube, who was already dead, appeared again. And then she was watching what was happening. And then Joseph and the wife were still in that surprised look, in that kind of surprise, because it's like, how come? So you're not dead, so you have been alive all this while. So why did it take you long to come back? And then Ebube was angry because of the way her stepbrother and the wife matched the mother, and she slapped Joseph and slapped the wife. If God slap you, if God touch you, I swear, your life will not be the same. And then they were like, Jesus, who slapped him? And then they turned, and Ebube made herself visible. All of them saw her. Joseph saw her, and the mother, Ebube's mother herself saw her, Favor saw her, and Joseph's wife saw her. They were like, Ebube, is this you? Oh my God, how come? They were surprised that they were seeing her ghost. And then she was saying, Joseph, I did not know that you would be this evil. I did not know that you would be this wicked. Imagine how you are tormenting my own mother. For what? If not because of family, I would have killed you. I would have made you lose your life. But because it's family, that is why I decided to just keep calm. I decided to hold my anger. But honestly, if I'm a ghost, God forbid, it's not my time. But if I was to be a ghost and that kind of thing was happening, I don't care. Which kind of family? If we are really family, you will not be treating your stepmother like that. So I will buy you. I will buy you. Everybody will be alright. Everybody shall be alright last. Because why will you be treating my mother like that? For what? Accusing her? I don't understand. I want you to chase her out of her own husband's house. And then she was not telling them that Ebube was kidnapped the day her and the day Favor and the mother went to the farm. Because when the stepmother, Joseph's stepmother, came, and she was like, she did not see Favor had disappeared though. And then they began to accuse her. That was how the accusation started, that she's a witch. Because just a month ago, Ebube was dead. And in the space of 1 month, they are coming to tell us that Favor had disappeared. And it was just the both of you that went to the farm. Please make me understand how. So the ghost Ebube was narrating and telling them that Favor was actually kidnapped. She was just so lucky that she escaped, and that is why it took so long for her to come back now. And she, Ebube that is dead, no, not like she that is already dead, who was Ebube, she died a natural death. So it was not her mother that killed her. And then Joseph and the wife were already feeling so bad, that moment whereby you are fucked up, you have accused someone so wrongly, something that they never did. Her children that he accused that she killed, she was not the one. In fact, one even came back and she was alive. The other one came as a ghost and told them that she died a natural death. And even the ghost was telling the sister-in-law, who was Joseph's wife, that why you have not given birth because of how wicked you are. The way you are maltreating my mother, that is why your womb has been closed. But at times stuff like this is true. There's the way you be so wicked there's the way you be like wicked, like in fact there are some people that are wicked except that you call them witches. They are wicked at the point that they are evil like a devil. And because of the way she was wicked, maltreating the woman, and the woman was innocent, no, God in heaven, God cannot be seeing stuff like this and then want to be blessed. You know, he has to balance everything, and that was why she has been barren. So the ghost was telling her that it's because of the evil things you have been doing, that's why you have been barren. And then they began to beg the woman. They apologized. They were begging her, please forgive me. But if it's don't forget that in that kind of situation, don't forget that moment you had we had, because it's not like as if just that day they were maltreated. They were maltreated for a very long time. So you know that pain. But humans, what are we going to do? To err is human, to forgive is divine. You just have to call a spade a spade. And after they begged and begged and begged, she finally forgave them. Glory be to God. That means she's a woman of virtue. You know what it means to just forgive. Like, he didn't even say let me think about it. He just forgave, like as if it was nothing, as if all the things they were doing to you was nothing. She just forgave them, and she told Favor, the one that was alive, was like, forgive them because they did not know what they were doing. And that broke my heart. And that was how the stepmother, the stepsister, they forgave the stepbrother and the wife, and then they lived happily ever after. I know you love this story. If you could stay till now to watch and listen to this story, please like, comment and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that when I post more, you'll be the first to see. Thank you. Bye.